talking about, yeah. Ooh, so sit back, take a seat, and you gon' have to pardon my peace. Tell me how you like it, I know you excited. You gon' have to pardon my peace. You know we be vibing, all of you invited. We gon' get it pardon my peace. It's where you need to be, we got the latest tea. Don't get this game for free, yeah. We just speaking the truth, so sit back, take a seat, and you gon' have to pardon my peace.
Welcome everyone to Pardon My Peace. It's that time again. Today we are interviewing Miss. Can I say your whole government name?
No, please. I don't go by that.
Okay. So we're going to interview Shay.
Thank you.
If you guys want to look it up, you can.
I hate her.
We're interviewing Shay today because I want to know more about my friend. And I want all of the people out there, hey people, to know more about this beautiful woman right here. This beautiful lady that I call friend.
Thank you, Danielle.
You're so welcome.
I really appreciate it.
Would you like to say anything before we begin?
So I want to thank all my fans.
Okay, well.
And I want to thank me for being great. I want to thank me for showing up for myself every day. And I want to thank me for loving me.
Amen.
Yes, now we can proceed.
So this is going to be a little bit of a story time.
Okay.
Because I didn't ask like, ooh, what do you think of blah? It's going to be question 1. Since you didn't grow up in the church, can you tell us about what brought you to Christ? Let's know the story. What's the origin story of those skirts?
Wow, really, Danielle? Wow. So, no, I did not grow up in church at all. And it was so crazy because I grew up around, like, so many people, everyone in my family going to church, but I didn't. And that always made me feel like an outcast, too. I'm like, I want to go to church. So my parents, we just weren't raised in church. We didn't go to church. We did go to church on Easter Sunday. And those memories are so painted in my brain, I will never forget. Like, I forget things. I don't be remembering a lot of stuff, but I remember those. My mom went to the nines, okay? From the hair.
Did you have a hat?
Sometimes I had the hat. Sometimes I had just really nice hair with barrettes and bows. I mean, the shoes were always shiny or glittery, and the pantyhose, the stockings, the socks,
yes.
Even to my little penny bloopers, the little cute little.
You wear bloomers?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, I loved going. Every
them.
year I waited to go to church on Easter because I knew we were going to be decked out. And you know they always say in the black community, black people go to church to see what everybody else has on.
It's like award season.
It's like literally, it's like an award show.
It's not a game.
It's insane. And my mom, thank her, because me and my sister and my brothers, we were clean. Okay, I'm not gonna say casket sharp, but we were clean. We were so cute. However, I literally found God. I would literally say, when you say you found God on your own, you can, but then it's like the people around me, my environment. And that's literally how I started going to church. That's how I started getting involved in a lot of things in my church. And luckily, my cousin was a pastor of a church. So that's where I started going. And I was going to church with my friend, and I was just going with her to church a lot, and we just started going to church a lot, and that's how I found God. I literally found God myself. I would find myself praying. I would find myself reading my word. I found myself, literally, I would ask for a Bible. That's what I asked for my birthday, for Christmas, and I ended up getting it. Then I ended up buying my own Bible, my own money, because I'm like, I like y'all's Bibles that y'all got me, but I want my name engraved on it.
Okay.
So I got me one that was my name engraved. It was flimsy, and I even remember when I moved to Los Angeles, California, that was my Bible, and it wasn't big. It was something that I could carry around in my book bag or with me. I had wrote in and highlighted it. Sarah, my friend Sarah that I lived with in Lancaster, when I moved here, she asked me if she could have it.
Aww.
And I don't even remember in detail, but it wasn't the easiest thing for me to give up. But because she asked, it was just something that was in me that was anchored, where I just was like, okay, here. And she kept it for a long time. I wonder if she still has that Bible.
You still got that Bible,
Sarah. But
Put it
yeah,
in the comments. We want to know.
We want to know. And I remember I think it was like orange. I don't know. I don't even remember. Pink or something.
How old were you when this journey started? Where in Lubbock, Texas.
She can't wait.
Can't wait. I can't wait because I love just saying Lubbock. Lubbock. In Lubbock, Texas, you were like, okay, Mom, okay, Dad, I'm going to church without you. How old were you?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I was going to church very, very, very young. There was this church that we were going to where they would come and pick up the kids, and we would catch the bus. Yeah.
Without your mom?
Without my parents, yeah. It
Wow.
was that type of church, and they would come pick the kids up, and they would drop us back off at home.
You
yeah.
really love the Lord.
So that's the thing. It was just an embedded. I loved the Lord without even God. That's why I'm like, people don't like me to say this, and I don't say it often. And I know He ain't got favorites, but He do. I really, God don't play about me, and I genuinely, confidently say that He just doesn't play about me, and it's okay for me to feel that way because everybody else does too.
Oh yeah.
But it's just something between us and just my environment that I was raised in and the way I was raised, all this stuff.
I mean, you got Jesus on speed dial.
We do this thing where like every 2 years we do like family reunions and everybody bring their kids and husbands and wives and our parents come and we just all have fun in a really big house and we just spend a lot of quality time together. On top of having a family reunion with the entire family as well. And we do that on both sides of my family, actually. My mom's side is a lot smaller, but the cousins always get together. The aunties, we're always together. So
That is so cool.
I'm pretty close-knitted with my family. I'm grateful for that because I know that's not very common.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's a Texas thing. I feel like that's not a real California thing.
Don't say that. That's not true. Because you say that, but it's a lot of people in the South, Texas, that don't know their family. I say that because it literally is very rare. And the older I get, the more I figure that out. And I'm very grateful for that.
That's really
that
cool.
I have that because it is extremely rare. Yeah.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
Hey, sorry, I love that for you.
I hate her.
I love that for you.
Oh, I
Okay.
can't. Oh God, what is this question? Because your face.
So, tell me about the most important relationship in your life.
Oh wow. Honestly, I'm gonna processing this. I'm just gonna have to say, right now, I have a lot of very important relationships in my life that I do not ever want to be without. I'm serious. The people that are in my life, and I do mean individually, these women and men that are in my life, I can say this to them vulnerably. I wouldn't want to live life without them. But the person right now that is just the most important person in my life right now, that's the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is my father. My daddy. Yeah. And I don't even think I need to go into detail.
Say more words.
That man is just what I have been missing. And he is the recipe to what I need. I have a relationship with my dad that not very many women have with their fathers. I literally, and when I say literally, I could tell my dad anything with no judgment. And even when it comes to men, he is one of the best people to go to. No one's perfect, but my dad is just, I look at life when you make mistakes and you go through things, you're vulnerable, you're fleshly, you have your own things that you deal with and battle with, but my dad he's just such a father to me. He gives me, he has given me what I have lacked for so many years. And I can just call on him for anything. And when we don't talk, it could be 2 days. My dad's like, why haven't I heard from you? Where you? Oh, so you haven't called me? And we just have a really great bond. And literally, it helps me. It helps me grow as a woman. It helps me grow just in life. And that's another part of loving yourself as well. But yeah, like I said, I could go on and on about my dad, but he is literally the most important person in my life right now. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that.
You did?
I did.
Oh,
I was
God.
hoping you would because I wanted you to talk about your daddy.
Oh.
Because I think it is so beautiful, the relationship that you have with your dad. I cannot wait to meet him. I can't believe I've never met him before.
I know.
But
You're going to meet him this year.
it really is.
Mm-hmm.
No lies. I'm jealous. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade.
Let's call a spade a spade.
I wish I could talk to anybody the way that you talk to your dad. And that's just like, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
He is such a great example of what a father should be. Mm-hmm. Because having so many children, he makes time for all of you guys. Mm-hmm. And he pours into you when you need it.
Yeah.
And it is really beautiful.
I really have a great relationship with all my parents. Some are just stronger than others, and I know that it's because some are a lot more vulnerable and naked than others. And when you can be honest and straightforward, it allows you to be comfortable with that relationship. And when you actually put in effort, naturally that effort, that energy is going to be poured back into you. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I love that you get your vulnerability or like recharged and the confidence to be vulnerable from your dad. Mm-hmm. Like that's not common. Not common for daughters.
No,
like,
it's not common at all.
That it's so beautiful. Wonderful. Thank you so much for being honest.
Of course.
Question number 3. What are you passionate about?
Danielle and these questions, y'all. Well, I have this passion for travel, and I have this crazy idea in my mind. I always say when your dreams don't scare you or your visions don't scare you, they're not big enough. But I've just always, since I was young, wanted to travel the entire world and get paid for it. I'm 100 years old and I still haven't figured out how to do that. But I do travel a lot now.
You do.
And I like going to different places, trying different food culturally. But I'm saying all this to say I want to be a well-round traveler, right? And show people like hotels and activities and food and all this type of stuff, things you can do while you're there. Like, I want to be that person. Almost like an influencer, but it's better than an influencer. Like, I would think I have to make up a new name. Literally, I think about that all the time. I'm like, I just want to travel the world. Like, you fill in the blanks. That is something that I'm extremely passionate about, traveling generally. I'm also very passionate about family and friends. Like, I know to some people that's nothing, but the type of friendships I have, including this one right here, y'all have and this is what really draws and warms my heart. When I go home, my sisters, my cousins, my family, they're like, you have really good friendships. You have really good friends. And I know that is an extension of who you are as well, mm-hmm. to have those type of people in your life. And so I am very passionate about my friendships and how I treat my friends and how I show up for my friends. Those are people I don't want to be without. So I'm very passionate about that. I'm passionate about money too, because there's a lot of things that I need to do with it. Yes. And in my brain and in my dreams, it's there. So I'm figuring out those things as well. But yeah. Oh, I like cooking too. I love being in the kitchen. I'm passionate about finding a husband.
So now we're just listing
passionate.
Things. You're just a passionate individual.
I'm just a passionate person.
I said, what are you? Maybe I should have said, what is one thing? I wasn't specific enough.
You sure was not. And I told you, once you get me started, yep.
Well, those top 3,
uh-huh.
If anybody out there has a way to roll those up into one, maybe top 4, travel, friendships, and money. Yeah, those 3.
You need money to travel.
And
I need money to take my friends on these travel trips.
Because I want to be there.
You're going to be there.
And I homeschool. So we got to bring the kids.
So we're good that they can come.
Exactly.
They're going to have a teacher there that's going to do it for them while we're out.
This is going to be their learning experience.
Exactly.
So somebody out there knows.
They do. Those were great questions.
I'm not done.
Oh.
That was only 3. Next. You ready?
Yes. Oh, gosh.
What's the most valuable lesson life has taught you?
One that comes to my heart because of so many situations is the way I trust people. And I don't think that's a bad thing, but I trust people a lot. And I've been called naive a lot. and not in a bad way, just from friendships or things that have been said, like, Shay, you're just naive. So I think just from even when I was a little girl and being used and being stolen from and all this stuff, even my own parent told me, these aren't your friends. They're not your friends, Shay. So even as a little kid, like, just hearing that, but I think I put a little too much trust in people. And there's nothing wrong with that to me, but that's, for me in my life, a lesson that I can say that I've learned from, is that's one of the biggest lessons that I can say I take away from life. I still, to this day, don't look at it as a bad thing. I just want more discernment in the people to trust, because it has stifled my growth in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Being too trusting or not being trusting has stifled your growth?
No, I feel like just, and when I say being too trusting, let me elaborate on that. You know, people tell you things and they don't keep their word. So that's what I mean when I say trust people, and I'm so big on that. Like that, if that's a pet peeve for me. I don't even think, I think pet peeve is lowballing it. When you tell me you're gonna do something, I genuinely do believe you. I believe you until you tell me otherwise, or show me otherwise.
Exactly.
And then even in that's why I say the trust thing, because you can tell me again, and I'm probably still gonna believe you, because I'm giving you more than one chance, because I know we're human. Things happen. We mess up. And because I know I've been shown so much grace, and because I know I'm a mess up and I'm a fleshly person and I'm human, it's so easy for me to forgive and hear other people out, to have that open heart to give also. But that is one of my biggest lessons to take out of this. It's definitely been damaging in my life. So, yeah. So that's what I would say about me. Just trust. I trust people, girl. I've been trusting people too much.
Well, the last thing I want you to share about, it's not really a question, but kind of is, I guess. I can pose
gosh.
it as a question. Can you...
No.
Okay.
What?
Can you tell the people at home a little bit about how we rekindled our friendship?
Oh, I love that. That's my favorite thing, because, wow. Danielle's husband, Thomas, before her. Anyways, long story short, Thomas was my friend. He's always been my friend on, like, social medias. And I would always, like, just reach out and say things about the kids and stuff like that. Like, oh my God, they're so cute, they're growing up. And I'm like, you were always in the back of my head, and I would always ask TJ about you. One incident, we were talking back and forth.
Well, wait. Let's rewind for a little bit, because people are going to be a little confused. I'm just going to give the backstory a little bit. So, okay. Shay and I met back in 2012, 11 or 12, somewhere around there.
Long time ago.
And we were, like, really close. We got really close really fast. And then life happened for some reason, and we disconnected. And I'll tell you, I am healed now, but I was once, I'm a Capricorn, y'all, through and through. And I was the kind of person that was like, you cross me, you're dead. So I killed her off back in 2014 when she was late for my wedding. And I was done.
I just knew you was going to say the wedding part. I was hoping she wasn't going to say the wedding part.
It's the truth. And I went on to live my married life. Didn't even realize that through this, like she said, she met my husband before she met me in social media. He loved to post pictures of our kids and stuff. So
and
she would, and me, I guess. So come to find out, she would, like, ask about us every now and then. But in my mind, she never thought about me. I didn't think about her, and we were just going on about life. Fast forward to 2023. Yes, 23. Okay, now you can.
Yes. So like what I was saying, piggybacking off of that, I knew she just had to say the wedding. And I had a really good reason for that, but it doesn't even matter.
But she never told me.
I didn't tell her. I was late. Anyway.
And she was so late, y'all, since she want to keep talking about it.
No.
I was at the back of the ceremony with my parents on either side, and this lovely lady came. Hey, girl. And when it said, I was like, did she just...
Oh, God.
because my husband is black, I put an earlier time on the invitation because CP time is real, and she still caught me in the back of the aisle. So yeah, and then she left the reception early.
Y'all know, she's yeah.
She had a
I
good
don't
reason,
even remember,
but I didn't find out the reason until 10 years later.
I know, and that goes to a lot of other stuff too about suffering in silence, but we passed that and we are healed from that.
Amen.
And I was late, but it genuinely was for, anyways. So we rekindled. I'm not a bad person, guys. I promise. She's not. I'm not. If she gets, and I was at her 10-year wedding renewal, and I was on time.
Yes.
So it kind of made up, a little bit. It didn't. No, it didn't.
But it's okay. You're forgiven.
But it's okay. I am forgiven. Thank you. So I reached out to Thomas, and so me and Thomas literally we were communicating back and forth and stuff. And I was like, "Oh, how's Danielle?" I always ask about you and stuff too. And I could tell Thomas was a little scared too, because I was like, "How's Danielle?" I was like, "Do you think?" It got to the point where we were communicating so much. I was like, "Do you think I can like call and reach out to her?" He's like, "Just try." Thomas probably was like, "I don't know." In his head, he like, "I know my wife. I don't know if she healed yet, but yeah, you could just try." It's like, you never know. I was like, "I'm gonna try." So I think we did. I did reach out to you, right?
Yes.
Okay,
you did.
I did, and I was nervous. She didn't respond. Rightfully so. There was reasons why. I don't think it was anything like personal, but it probably was. But she didn't respond right away, so I was like, okay. And I just kind of like, just left it at that. I'm like, okay. And I don't think I even told Thomas that. I just left it at that. I was just like, she didn't respond. And then maybe a week later,
I think so,
she responded to me, and I was like, I don't know what I did. I think I was like, thank you, God. I don't know. I was really excited about it. And then we were talking a little bit, chit-chatting and stuff. And then she invited me over for breakfast. Mm-hmm. Yes, breakfast. So I went over. She invited me over for breakfast. It was a little awkward, I will say. But I was excited. It was a good awkward, but it was just because we hadn't seen each other in a long time. I was trying to get a feel of Danielle because, like I said, like she said in the beginning, we were really close. And I've always known that Danielle was a thug. I'm a different type of thug, but she's like a real thug. So I didn't know what I was walking into. But the fact that she invited me over, I knew that it was good and that there was an open heart to receive the love that Shay wanted to get and had to get. Okay. When I tell you, me and her, after that, I literally was over to their house almost every day, almost 3 times a week. We were over there a lot, just doing stuff, doing projects, like just getting to know each other again. It's like our whole relationship rekindled. It was just the best feeling. I don't even know like how else to explain. I know you can add on to it, but it was just like the best feeling. We did so much. We did your chairs.
Yeah, we painted my patio furniture.
We was just doing some stuff.
We were having so much fun.
Just catching up like old times. It was really good. It was really good feeling. But she said yes. She married me. So she said yes, and I said yes back, and we talked like 2 mature individuals who've done the work and will continuously do work because we're going to always have to do work on ourselves because we're human. And, that was definitely some emotional intelligence that I encountered with her. So, yeah. Hopefully that helps.
Yes. No, that's it. I've always respected you because there's no hiding or like we make mistakes, and nobody's perfect. And I know that I'm not perfect and I require a lot of grace. So I have a lot of grace to give. However, you can only get that grace if you're real about it. Because if you're going, like a lot of people in other relationships other friendships that have broken off and never came back together, is because we never went back and were honest and talked truly, genuinely about what happened.
Exactly.
And like admitted our wrong in it. And so the fact that you're able to do that, I mean, it is clear why you have so many great relationships in your life.
Thank you. Because I do think that you said it best, I think any relationship can be fixed, and that's just not a friendship. That's with parents. That's with siblings. That's with your spouses. Anybody, coworkers. I just think it's about because people they curl up when it's like, oh, I gotta face truth, but it's like you just have to be okay with that, especially when you're in the wrong. And it's really not about who was right or wrong. It's like, do we love each other enough to want to fix this? Is it worth it?
And can we be honest?
Yeah, and can we be honest?
Can we
like,
be
I
honest
hurt
now?
you and I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
exactly.
And I think that time is important too. Like, I feel with time there is healing, and some people need longer time than others. Some people like, let's fix this right now, but some people have to process through things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
and
like,
being open and having an open heart, because even I can say honestly that if even a year after my wedding, if we would have tried to have a conversation, it wouldn't have been the same as when it actually happened.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't in a place to forgive or invest in a relationship and a friendship at that time. So, and you also weren't in the place yet where you could really be naked and honest about the situation that you were in. And those little things and those little tweaks really make a huge difference.
It does.
So it's really about like giving the time, not just for the other person, but for yourself. And understand that we should all continually be growing. Yeah. If we're not growing, we're dying. Yeah. So I never want to be able to say that I feel the exact same way today as I did 10 years ago.
That's crazy.
I'm an entirely different person now with entirely different life experiences. That shouldn't even be a thing. It shouldn't be a concept. It's not something that I would even want. And so many people that have known me or even that I've tried to have conversations with don't understand that concept. And it just, to me, where I am today, I feel like in a lot of times my hands are tied because I'm like, if you can't accept that I've grown on purpose, I'm also not accepting that you've not grown on purpose. So we'll just have to leave this where it lies. Because every time you try to make a friendship better or repair a relationship, it doesn't mean it's going to work. No. But both of us changed. Both of us grew on purpose.
On purpose. We were intentional. And we should, because I was going to say, we have to do our own work. Individuals have to do their own work.
Not for somebody else,
I was
for themselves.
very, very prideful and embarrassed by like all the things that I was going through and dealing with, like ashamed, like, and why, I don't know, that's the enemy. But I was suffering alone. I was going through so much alone, which put me in even a lower place in my life. So yet I was still trying to please and be there for people, my friends in my life, but it didn't pan out that way because I was so messed up, just so private. Like, it was just bad. So I was in a very, very bad place, very dark place. So yeah,
but now your way out. And
I am not. I will ask for help. I am open. I am not suffering alone. When I'm going through stuff, I will talk about it. I will get it off my chest so that it does not stay in me. So yeah, of course, I better have grown from there. Who wants to be there? Ugh, that was hard.
Who wants to be the same?
No, who wants to be the same
That's
too?
So basic.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It is.
Like, stagnation is basic.
Yeah, you should not be the same. That was 15 years ago.
Exactly.
We're so much more mature.
I mean, it wasn't teens. I mean, let's not. Damn, it's 2025. It is, because I met you in damn, that's 13 years ago.
Yeah, 13 years ago.
13.
Yeah,
Jesus.
and I love it.
Me too.
We age like wine.
Well, you ain't saying nothing but wine.
Just a number.
So that was my last question.
Those were great questions. I love them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, I had to come with it because you came for me. Okay, you came for my entire red dyed scalp. Okay.
I love questions because the foofy stuff don't matter anymore. We're adults, and I just feel like let's talk about what things are. I like to make it count.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so great.
Yeah. Ta-da!
Well,
We did it. That's another episode.
That is another episode of
Pardon My Peace. I literally
you,
can't wait till we
girl.
get our intro. I love you more.
Love y'all too.
Bye, people.
So sit back, take a seat, and you gon' have to pardon my peace.